Namaste. Blessings to you all. Welcome. Welcome back. This is a series of videos where I am doing a tarot card reading for your tarot card of the year. And I have been at this since early this morning and will continue to be doing readings for, there's two more following this one, and then I'll be back tomorrow to complete the majority of the readings. And so I want to welcome you to this series. And if you're not sure of how to calculate your tarot card of the year, please refer to the playlist that is in the description box below, and that will take you to the initial video where I explain how to calculate your card for the year. Why would you want to do this? It's a brilliant exercise. It's a focus. It's something that can both energetically and numerologically give you guidance for your journey through the year. And so this is something I've been practicing for many years and have always found it very, very helpful. So I hope you enjoy this process as well. My name is Sadhana, for those of you that are popping in for the first time. I'm an intuitive reader and healer, and I'm quite active on YouTube. And if you're interested, resonate with what I'm saying, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out all the things on my offerings. Okay, welcome back to Donna and Tammy Ann and Jen. Lovely to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us for this particular episode, which is The Star. And Karen is back here as well too. So welcome. For the tarot deck this year, I'm using the Margaret Peterson Tarot. And I would like to start with the poem that accompanies this particular card, just to get into the mood of this medicine and feel its peaceful and healing energy. While I turn the page back. And of course, this is in reference to the Tower card. This is the card that follows the Tower, the upheaval, the falling, the resetting of life, if you will. Everything has melted into an all-encompassing landscape of white light, sparkling, clear, luminous, translucent and glimmering like mother of pearl, constantly moving. The inner beauty, the soul, child of the stars, aware of every gesture of its hands, while scooping water from the spring and watering the soil. The path is blessed. Cool, healing light shines on burning wounds. So this card, I'm just getting shivers, is a respite. It is a spaciousness from the experience of the Tower. And while we tend to look at the Fool's Journey through the major arcana as a story and refer to cards that come before and after, we don't always experience life in this order, but there will be frequencies of healing, deep wounds healing, the needing for space, the needing for perhaps a little bit of time on your own when this is your theme card of the year. Now, 2023 is a Chariot year. It is a year of going forth in a new direction, and perhaps leaving something familiar, comfortable, something that you have been with for a long time behind. And regardless of what your card for the year is, this sense of movement is going to be built into your reading, because the overarching energy for the year is one definitely moving from personal development to world, being out there in the world, being out there in community. So it also has a sense of something greater than the self. Yeah. So let's get to the cards. Welcome back, Vanj. As many of you have been following me for some time and been in various deep dives, you'll know that one of my favorite star cards is the one that is in the Wildwood Tarot. And in the Wildwood Tarot, we see the Fool beginning again a new journey once again, guided by the pole star. And so this is a card also of inspiration, of higher guidance, allowing oneself to look to the sky, look to the heavens, look to the planets for inspiration. This is a card of the astrologer. It's a card of, can I say, trusting both the art and the science and the mystery and magic of the connection of astrology, astronomy to our lives in this third dimension. I really feel an intersection of third and fifth dimension energy here for sure. Now, one of the things that Margaret Peterson does in this deck is she uses the shape, this sacred geometric shape, uh, intriguingly. I want to listen to this card. I want to listen closely. It has the shape, right? The inner ear shape, the nautilus shape. It also has the golden ratio that is involved in this perfect, the golden ratio, right? In this shape. So there's something very magical, mystery, a sense of mystery here as well too. In the poem, you heard the words about returning water to the soil, and that is a reference that will be familiar in Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork when we see the woman in the the woman in the artwork returning the water from a jug back to the earth. And this card is often contrasted with the Temperance card, where we see an angel or some sort of androgynous figure pouring a mysterious substance from one goblet, one container to another. And in this one, we see the figure, usually a feminine figure, returning the liquid to the earth. So in that sense, there's a completion, there's an honoring of the earth, there is a release of water. There's a letting go here. This is a very humble card. And also with this water energy, we get a sense of purification. Now, this particular card is fixed air Aquarius card, which is not the element of water, it is the element of air. And that can be quite confusing to try to, wrap your head around what that all means. And if you stop to look at the illustration, I think Margaret Peterson does something really special in this illustration. And if we think about um, the flow, the flow of energy, water is flowing energy. And in this card, we see flowing energy in the cosmos. Think of things like the Milky Way, the bands of energy we see across other constellations. Or Northern Lights, something like that. So what we're looking at here is a flow of energy above as opposed to a flow of energy below. So interesting that we have water and air equally prominent in this card. This, if you read Lenormand, this card also deeply connects to the energy of the star in Lenormand too. There's some sort of celestial communication going on here that is worthy of attention. This card, and it's funny, I with the Chariot lying underneath, I wonder, for those of you that have been considering studying more about astronomy or astrology, if this is a year that you could excel, you could move ahead with those sorts of studies, that might work for you. So let's go to the element of air in this pile, and I will go ahead and shuffle and draw for you. All right. We have themes recurring over and over. Five of Feathers. This is, I believe, it's the third appearance. And I will be drawing an oracle card to pair with the conversation for each of these. Now, in the healing energy, the stillness and the quiet of the star card, it seems, this card seems a little bit out of place. But I want to, there's a lot that's going on in this particular collage. There is a figure on its back reaching for the heavens. Every time I look at these cards, I see something a little bit different. There is a lot that is floating within this sphere of consciousness, this bubble, perhaps an Orphic egg that is ready to be birthed. But in a year of the star, I think it's very important to be cautious of your language, cautious of getting involved in situations where your voice, even when you are listening to unrest, it seems incongruous, actually, because this is a time and a space for healing. So as you journey through this year, how can you create space for silence? How can you create space for healing? And if we're to look at this particular card in terms of its light frequency, it is a journey card. It is in the middle of the Ace and the 10. It's a place of process. It's a place of learning. And so we can tie this card into what I was saying about starting fresh, starting over, a new beginning, following the Tower card. We are somewhere in the middle of the journey, and there's a bit of a complication as far as communication goes. I'm hearing the word languages. So we want to be mindful of how we use language. And I was hearing languages, not words. So that's interesting. Ganesha is to the right. Ganesha is the card that is supporting this energy. That is a card of education. And now that's interesting because I was thinking the Chariot might carry forward the mission of the star card. Ganesh is the deity that all students worship. They pray to for good exam results and good studying. Ganesha is one that keeps our feet firmly on the ground as well too, our head sort of out of the clouds. And so there's something going on here. Donna has a comment. Let's go to that. And thank you for this, Donna. 5 as change of ideas, thoughts, attitudes, which would follow the guidance of the star. shifting, shifting perspectives. And I suppose there's always a choice. Perhaps there is the way that we interact with and respond to others' voices and thoughts will be different than if you were in an earlier card, for sure. Yeah. So how can we firmly keep our feet on the ground and stay connected? And I think when a card like this comes up, one of the questions is, well, how am I throwing cards around? How am I supposed to get to work? How am I supposed to carry on with my day-to-day life when I have a theme like this for the year? And I want to say that the practical management of our spiritual time is also really important, and to create space for that. Okay, we have another five. Another five. Five of coins. And what I'm picking up on here, I'm looking at the mask and the lower card, and it's almost as if I'm quite far back because I'm looking at a smaller version of the card on my screen, as if those feathers are, and it's funny, they're not feathers above, but I see sort of, there's something that's covering up. It would appear blood is being spilt as well too, but what I was seeing on the screen was the idea of masks. And of course, sometimes masks are used for empowerment, such as when a shaman uses one to take on the energy of a spirit animal to work with in medicine healing. But masks are also used to um, to I don't want to say hide behind, but they can be used for protection as well too. There's a vulnerability. There is a nakedness in the star card, and we see a naked woman in Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork. Fives, the energy of fives is a highly vulnerable time. And so perhaps this is asking you to be vulnerable in your star journey this year. All right, let's go to the emotional component of this. I'm going to draw the Shaman's Oracle, and then we'll cut the Shaman's Oracle, and then we'll come back. I will, like I have in all the readings, read you the message. So we have Spirit of Challenge here. Interesting how the illustration corresponds. I also want to say that when we are in this particular energy, it can be easier to navigate challenges. It can be easier to navigate chaos. The Mother of Cups wants you to be open. She wants you to be vulnerable. She is there to guide, to support, to help you to recall, to remember how you felt in varying situations. She is the water of the water. She is the water of the water. She knows about the blood that has been spilled. She has felt that in her bones. She's felt that in her body as well too. So what does it mean to be vulnerable? What does it mean to be open? We often talk about protection, protecting oneself in spiritual circles. But what does it mean to do the opposite? Okay. Wow. All right. So this is really picking up on something dynamic here. A fierce desert flower. If you look at the cactus alongside the two images in the suit of air and the suit of pentacles, we're in a very prickly place, a challenging place that's full of varying obstacles. And I want you to remember that the energy of Ganesha also places obstacles in our path for our growth, for our learning, for our safety. And when you come up against roadblocks, I know traffic is a big one for a lot of people. There's unexpected construction or there's been a car accident. We often get riled up when this happens because we're not getting to our destination. We have to cancel an appointment or we're late for work or something. Um, always, there is a reason for this. And some people believe that it's just Murphy's Law that we're late for work again or something like this. But there's something bigger that we're not seeing in the picture. And this prickly cactus is showing us the jewel, right? The flower on the thorn, the rose on the rose stem with the thorn, right? This is a card of perseverance through challenges and perseverance through varying obstacles and difficulties. The Mother of Cups dives deep into the waters of every single challenge. She doesn't skirt around the emotions, the feelings, the experiences that are happening. She embraces them because she knows they are there for her greater good, and that whatever happens to her will be influencing those around her. Now, cactuses require very little water. They are succulents. I believe there is also a message in that. I'm not sure that I can put words to it in this moment, but there's something about that because we have water of water next to a succulent, a thriving succulent. Okay, I'm going to pull the fire card, which is, okay, so we have also another very flowy energy, but flowing in fire, creative, early in the journey, daughter of flames, full of vitality. There's also a comfort with their sexuality as well, too, in the flow of the Mother of Cups and the Daughter of Flames. They're very much, they own their femininity. Let me move these ones down for you. Now let's contrast what is across the way and how that might pertain to. I honestly feel that what is arising here is a way through, a way through. So we come to the Star card. We know that we have journeyed through an abundance of obstacles, and yet the obstacles continue to appear. However, you are transformed. You are a different frequency than you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago. And so you have new skills, new ways to navigate this kind of work. And I'm looking at when Donna said the grace of the star. I don't know if she said the grace of the star. I thought I read the grace of the star somewhere. Prana flows through our veins. Prana flows through every cell of our body. And the cards on the left are vital life force. They are thriving. They're thriving in their element. The cards on the right, the energy is slower. It's more condensed. And if so, it is through the perception, through the wisdom, through the listening of the star that we begin to understand how to become unstuck, how to continue to move forward and respect the fact that the challenges, obstacles as they are presented, are likely for our own growth. And this is not something that would have come as easily earlier in your journey. Now, I am tempted to just ignore the keyword on this particular card and to kind of go with the artwork. And just look at this. So we have a feminine figure on a winding path, holding a talisman in her right hand, right arm. That looks very similar to the illustration on the star card. If I can get it to focus. It's almost as if she's carrying the star with her. All right. Now, what is the star? What is the biggest star in our galaxy? What is the biggest and brightest star in our galaxy? That star lives within you. It is your vital life force. And while there is a coolness to this card and a sense of heat to the sun card, there's something about that relationship that will help in navigating all of this year. Okay, let's turn to the spirit of challenge. And I will share one more thing with you too before I sign off from this reading. That has to do with star card readings. I want to read this to you. I am the spirit of challenge. I challenge you to look at your life and to change it. I challenge you to forge ahead on your path in spite of opposition. I challenge you to look again at tasks that seem insurmountable and to accept the risks you face in trying to accomplish them. I demand the highest degree of perseverance and determination you can muster. With me at your side, you can tackle challenges that might otherwise deter you. Together, we can face the hardest tests and emerge victorious. And so you have two guides through these challenges, right? The spirit of challenge and the grounded earthy energy of Ganesh. And it's kind of uncanny that the earthy energy is supporting the air energy, where the ethereal energy is supporting the grounded energy. And we have a diagonal mirror as well, too. Ah, there's the word grace. Yes. Thank you, Donna. So it is um, it's a difficult theme to wrap one's head around for a year-long contemplation. This happens to be my card for this year uh, in one form of. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, this is not my card. Um, go back to the beginning of the reading, and an important word is silence. And when I'm looking at the two cards on the right, these two cards, I'm thinking of the noise in people's responses to these sorts of situations. The complaining, the bickering, the sheer noise. And what if we navigated those challenges with silence, with observation? What if we picked up the energy of the purification, the higher frequency of the star card, and took that with us into each and every difficult challenge and obstacle that arose as we moved through the year? What if we carried the star with us in our hand, in a gem, in our hearts? What if the water, what if we acknowledge the fact that no matter how prickly a situation may feel, we still have ample emotional resource within, that even in the desert, there is access to water, there is access to that which we can grow through. And the star card feels like a bit of a desert. While there is water, I think of art on many, many cards, and I think of the expansive, spacious landscape that we see, like as if you were on the moon and there's nothing growing there. Growth, plants is not really a focus of this card. So very interesting that the cactus shows up here. Yeah. All right, my friends, thank you for listening. And I will be back shortly with a reading for the moon. Blessings to you all.